First one, what is your full name? Please tell me your last name. What is your first name? Can you spell your name? Would you like to legally change your name? What is your birthday? What is your country of birth, or where were you born? What is your phone number? What is your current address? How long have you lived at that address? Did you change your address? When did you move to your current address? Is your race Asian? What is your height, or how tall are you? What is your weight? What is your eye color? Is your eye color brown or blue? Is your hair black? Do you work now? And if so, where do you work? And what do you do? What is your job? Have you ever traveled outside the United States during the last 5 years? And during those last 5 years, how many trips have you taken? What country or countries have you visited? Are you married? If so, what is your spouse's name? And what is your spouse's date of birth? And when did you get married to your spouse? How many times have you been married? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? Do you have any children? How many children do you have? When were they born? And where were they born? And what are your children's relationship to you? Now I'm going to ask you about Part 12 of Form N400. Between March 23, 1933 and May 8th, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way, either directly or indirectly, with A, the Nazi government of Germany? And what does Nazi government mean? B, any government in any occupied by, allied with, or established with the help of the Nazi government of Germany. Any German, Nazi, or SS military unit, paramilitary unit, self-defense unit, vigilante unit, citizen unit, police unit, government agency or office, extermination camp, concentration camp, prisoner of war camp, prison, labor camp, or transit camp. Were you ever involved in any way with the following? genocide, and what does that mean? Torture, and what does torture mean? Killing or trying to kill someone, badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose, forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations, not letting someone practice his or her religion. Were you ever a member of, or did you ever serve in, help, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups? Military unit, and what does military mean? Paramilitary unit, a group of people who act like a military group but are not part of the official military. A police unit, and what does police mean? Self-defense unit. Vigilante unit, a group of people who act like the police but are not part of the official police. A rebel group. A guerrilla group, a group of people who use weapons against or otherwise physically attack the military, police, government, or other people. Militia, an army of people not part of the official military. Insurgent organization, a group that uses weapons and fights against a government. Were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following? Prison or jail, and what does prison or jail mean? Prison camp, detention facility, a place where people are forced to stay. Labor camp, a place where people are forced to work. Any other place where people were forced to stay. Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person, or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, which is a group of people who act like a military group but are not part of the official military, or weapons training? Did you ever recruit, or ask, enlist, sign up, conscript, require, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in or help an armed force or group? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that helped or supported people in combat? Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? And what does committed mean? And what does offense mean? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any immigration official or any official of the U.S. Armed Forces for any reason? Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? And what does convicted mean? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitative program, for example, diversion, deferred prosecution, withheld adjudication, deferred adjudication? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled? Have you ever been in jail or prison? Have you ever, there's several here under the have you ever been a habitual drunkard? And what does drunkard mean? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? And what does prostitute mean? Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics? And what does smuggled mean? And what does narcotics mean? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or tried to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? And what does gambled illegally mean? Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? And what is the meaning of Constitution? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? And what does oath of allegiance mean? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? And what does bear arms mean? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed civilian direction?